Okay, this is episode 40 of Guy Says Anything. 40 episodes. Woo! So episode 40 is The Madness of March and the Road to October. If you heard the music, that was help. I don't know if it went through or not, so that's why I was talking through it. Like I said, the Madness of Match and the Road... Madness of Match. My God, I can't talk today. The Madness of March. This might be a long episode. The Madness of March and the Road to October. Okay, hopefully my sound is good. I had a talk with somebody this week who did watch and said I'm spiking a little bit. So if I do spike on you guys, I do apologize. Hopefully I will not spike on you now. So if you like what you see and you like what you hear, please click the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. And I would normally be starting with football or baseball or basketball on Tuesday, and now it's a special Wednesday edition because I was out yesterday. I'll talk about that near the end of the broadcast episode. This happened yesterday, or actually today, last night into today. You probably heard that Neptune, New Jersey just sold a winning $1 billion Mega Millions lottery ticket. Did you know that the last $1 billion winning ticket was sold in Neptune? I'll get to that in a minute. If you didn't know that this happened at all, the numbers for the Mega Millions was 7, 11, 22, 29, 38, with the Mega number 4. My luck, I got one number out of 10. I got that 11, maybe a once or twice, and I never got 4. So, I was actually near Neptune last night, near that shop right. Not saying that they got the ticket yesterday. I never thought of that, and it is what it is. Now, getting to the article from where this came from. An Edinburgh Press article from Lana Keller published this afternoon. She asked, is there something in the water? You probably heard that Neptune, New Jersey just sold a winning $1 billion Mega Millions lottery ticket. Did you know that the last $1 billion winning ticket was sold in Neptune? Neptune Beach, Florida, that is. At a Publix in that town, in Neptune Beach. August 2023, a ticket that's won $1.58 billion in the Mega Millions jackpot was purchased at that Publix near Jacksonville. So, yeah, whoever won that Neptune ticket, congratulations. I want to be your friend. I'm sure a lot of people do. Cross my fingers. Maybe I am already your friend. As I lived in that area, I knew a lot of people in that area. I hope this will definitely help somebody, and good for you to do it. Maybe this person can buy me a chair because this chair keeps going down on me. Anyway, so that's the lottery story for this week. If I'm correct, Powerball is still over 800 million, so I think I might be getting that tomorrow. All right, so let's talk a little first weekend of the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournament. It absolutely has reached a fever pitch. What does your bracket look like? Well, mine, I'm not in the top in my bracket, that's for sure. If I show my group, I'm in 18th place for my second picks. My leaders at the moment, first place with 520 points, Andrew Fuentes. Second place with 510 points, Mike Tice. And third place with 500 points is Joe Fuentes. So, son, Mike from Long Island, and Joe, the father, in the top 3 with a few people behind. Now, Andrew got Purdue as a champ, Mike's got Connecticut, and Joe's got Houston. And behind them, you got Manny Lermagato with 490, and he's got the Bulldogs of Gonzaga And Tim Kelly and Steve Benedetto both with 490. And they got Carolina. So that's going to come down to other games for those two guys because one has a higher max than the other. So for me, I'll go with my second. I'll go with my first pick. The first pick is the sheet of integrity. I'm at 60%, 420 points. Not good. Lost a lot of big ones. So I got UConn going through to the Sweet 16. That was no issue. My issue was I had, who did I have? Maybe I got that one right. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually got my East almost right. The ones I got wrong in the first half. Not a big deal. I do have in the Sweet 16, my Sweet 16, actually UConn and San Diego State. That's good. So that worked out. Now in the South, I'm okay with both of my picks. The problem is everywhere else. My South bracket was horrible. Houston and Duke, the fact that those two still have a shot to make to the Final Eight, that's interesting. Or the Elite Eight, as I say. And then I had Iowa State beating BYU. Well, BYU got destroyed. And now it wasn't destroyed. BYU lost, but it was a big upset that Duquesne actually won. And then Illinois did beat Duquesne in a landslide. And then, let's see, it kills me. Like the upset I had in my second pick. And that's why I'm doing a little bit better in my second picks. My first picks, there's no way I had NC State playing Oakland. I mean, who had an 11-14 second round? Nobody. I guarantee it, nobody did. Kentucky, and this is the point I wanted to make about Kentucky. And I hope people hear. John Calipari is going to have to rethink how he plays his college basketball teams and how he recruits. Because here's the deal. We're past the one and dones where you can win in college. It's not going to happen anymore. You got beat by an Oakland team with seniors that were 5th and 6th year players and are 24 and 25 who are good enough for college, just not good enough for the pros. Calipari's going to have to rethink everything, how he does it. Simple as that. And this is part of the reason why St. John's, I think, with Pitino doing what he was doing, that he has to prep and make sure he has guys that will legit stay 4 years minimum. So that's the premise of college football and going forward. And a lot of these teams have that. They have 3 and 4 year guys. You need depth. You need good depth. Words to live by, in my mind. And this chair is really bothering me. Hopefully I stay up. All right, let's go to the West. North Carolina, thank God they're still there. North Carolina, and I got them against Alabama, which is still good. Now, it's always the bottom half of my bracket. I had Clemson going all the way. Well, that didn't happen when Baylor just took them out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I had Baylor. See, this is the problem with ESPN. It's hard to see certain things. I had Baylor going to the Sweet 16. Clemson beat Baylor pretty handily. And in Arizona, didn't make it through their bracket. Now, I had Arizona losing. I just don't see... that's going to be a bad one for me because I said Baylor going to the Elite Eight. But I do have UNC winning. So I just need UNC to keep winning, honestly. And now... I'm still trying to process this, and I get Gonzaga's good. They're not as good as they have been, but they're good. Gonzaga taking out Kansas is another incident where Gonzaga has 4-year guys, Kansas does not. I mean, then this was a worse loss, 89-68 in the second round. A 5 should never beat a 4 like that. Never should beat a 4 like that. So, Everything else was I mean, the 8-9 I got wrong, but nothing, no surprise on that. 8-9 is a 50-50 split usually. I did pick St. Peter's as my 1-15 to win. They got destroyed. It is what it is. But I did have Texas actually going somewhere, and Tennessee is actually that legitimate good. So we'll see. Hopefully, that bracket's basically done. The West bracket or Midwest bracket's basically done. Now I do have 3 of my 4 winners still intact, and that's a plus for me. And let's go to the women just real quick. Can I? Okay, here we go. Women's challenge. Let's see what the women have done so far. Let's see how they look. View bracket, yes. Can I view the bracket? Yeah, I don't want a second chance. But anyway, so South Carolina's been doing good. Same with Iowa. South Carolina playing Indiana on the 29th. Iowa is playing Colorado on the 30th. Notre Dame, Oregon State, LSU, UCLA. Pretty chalk. These are chalk right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's pretty chalk for the Region 1 and Region 2. And this is Albany apparently. And Region 3, Region 4 is somewhere else. Now Texas and Gonzaga 1 and 4. With 2 and 3 standard for the Region 4, Region 3, 1 and 5. You see USC, Baylor, and here's the one caveat that's different from everything else. Ohio State could not beat Duke for the women. Go figure. So the Dukies they're not a team to sneeze at. I'll tell you right now. But hopefully UConn can get through. Make a UConn USC game that would be probably one of the epic games that's not with Caitlin Clark. So, I mean, that's pretty chalk in the women's. So if you went almost chalk, you're probably doing pretty good. So that's that. Let's see. I did write this. Let's see. Yeah, let's see how long it takes me to shocking updates, amazing endings. I should have went through this while I was talking. The last one. How are my picks doing? And who's winning? I did all that. Okay. So I pretty much did all that. Basketball is done. Like I said, I got 39 brackets in my March Madness. I could have had more. My issue, and it came down to, as commissioner, I couldn't see people who have not done their brackets either correctly or at all. And I hope people who are watching who were trying to get in this, I'm not going to use ESPN again, or at least for the basketball challenge, for the simple fact, as the commissioner, I need access to see what is done and what is not done. I'm not a commissioner that changes my picks because someone else, I see something else. I have my own picks. I'm not like that. But I also need to police, in essence, if someone hasn't done something the correct way. We're adults, but we also have lives. And I'm not texting 39, 50 people. It doesn't work that way. Yes, where mass emails are an essential for these types of things. So in essence, if you're in one of my pools and it's around pool time, and recognize that it's around pool time, look at your emails. Okay? Simple as that. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully people will see that down the road, because I know I have 0 right now, and that's fine. We'll go from there. All right. So there was a Major League Baseball did officially start last Wednesday at 6:05 on the East Coast. LA Dodgers and San Diego Padres in Seoul, South Korea, for 2 games. Okay? But that wasn't the biggest story. This is why I wish I had a daily, because then I could talk about it when it comes around. But I don't, so I have to talk about it now. And I do have an opinion. And God, do I have an opinion. Shohei Otani's interpreter, Ippo Mizuhara, was fired by the Dodgers on Wednesday in the wake of media inquiries surrounding at least $4.5 million in wire transfers sent from Otani's bank account. Okay. Oh, there's one more. To a Southern California bookmaking operation that is under federal investigation. Otani set to address media for the first time when the interpreter was fired, which he did talk yesterday. Stupid chair. Okay, this is what was said. In conclusion, this is from Otani. Apple has been stealing money from my account and telling lies. I want to make it clear that I never bet on sports or willfully sent any money to the bookmaker. He also states, to summarize how I'm feeling right now, I'm beyond shocked. It's really hard to verbalize how I'm feeling at this point. I have an opinion. I don't buy that he didn't know. You can't tell me that a man who's making $700 million, who has a financial advisor, who has this interpreter, who has all these different entities around him. I know 4.5 million is not a lot in that realm of that respect, but somebody please tell me that they actually believe this, because I sure as hell don't. I think he's complicit. I think he's knowledgeable. I think he's lying. I think he's doing it because the Dodgers are telling him to, so he doesn't get suspended. Yes, do I think this is a little bit corrupt? Yes. Do I think MLB is not wanting to handle it because they don't want to touch their prima donna? Yes. I would go on any radio show and say this. I truly think that there's no logical explanation, because this is not logical. What he said is not logical. What he said sounds like contrived. And I'm sorry, that just doesn't work for me. Now, I suspect nothing's going to happen. I truly think Otani's safe. It's sad because, and maybe I'm a little biased in this respect. I don't think I am. When A-Rod got suspended, he didn't get suspended because he peed in a cup and he got caught. He got suspended because it was an email trail that was subpoenaed by MLB or given to or whatever. He got busted because he was on a list of people who were receiving certain drugs or PEDs. And I'm talking about Alex Rodriguez. And he got suspended for a year. And he was, in my mind, he's up there with money-wise, for the time. Remember, 2009 to 11 to 12, a $350 million contract was the biggest one. I mean, now it's 600, 700 million. But at the time, 350 was the biggest. So they did it to him. Why can't you do it to Otani? Why can't you look at Otani and say, you're complicit in this? And I'm sorry, the translation is part of the problem, in my opinion. Because he doesn't speak English, because he doesn't know English, he doesn't know how to express himself. It seems like in the way that he would if he did speak English, if he were able to talk to the English, the American media in a way where he could go one-on-one. He can't. I mean, this is why ESPN, Fox Sports News, and everybody else has got to hire somebody who speaks 2 languages, 3, if they're going to speak Spanish, if they're going to speak to Japanese. It's easier to Rosetta Stone this, or babble, or whatever the case you may be when you want to play in America. I'm almost positive, I've heard stories, read stories, that people who go to Japan do this. They learn the language, so in turn that they can communicate properly, to a point anyway, in Japan while they play for a year or two or whatever to finish their career. Hell, look at the Tom Selleck movie. What was it? Mr. 300? Or was that Cedric the... Not Cedric. I'm forgetting the black comedian that went over there who passed away. It's not Cedric. Cedric's alive. But these people learn the language. So that's my rant. I think he's lying, but I don't think he's getting caught. Simple as that. All right. So Dodgers did win Game 1 in Seoul. They won 5-2. Daniel Hudson got the win. Johnny Brito got the loss, and Evan Phillips got his first save of the year. Now, Game 2, that was a game. I look back on that, and that was an interesting game. I mean, 26 runs scored in Game 2. 26! Wow. They had a lot of... Either Reeves or Suchi or both. I don't know. So Yamamoto got lit up. Yamamoto... Dude. I actually... See, now this game was on at 6 o'clock. So I leave for work at 6:30. So I'm eating breakfast. And it isn't good for me. I can watch the first inning. It's nice. You know, I actually get to watch the first inning. So this, and I wanted to stay home. That's how good this was. Like, I mean, everything was just getting lit up. I don't think I've ever seen a incoming, 10-year rookie or, 5-year rookie from Japan. I saw Matsui, I saw Hideki Abreu, I saw all those guys for Yankees and other players. Senga wasn't even this bad. Yamamoto got destroyed. 1 inning, 4 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk. Got 2 Ks in that 1 inning. Go figure. Padres actually won that game. They tied the series, which was good. And former New York Yankee, probably my favorite player from last year, young player. Obviously, my favorite player is Aaron Judge. But Michael King, who got traded, gets his first win of the 2024 season. Loss went to, obviously, Yamamoto and Robert Suarez. I think I'm saying his name right. He got the save, his save number 1 for the Padres this year. All right. So it's a good day for me, honestly. I mean, I would have normally done it Tuesday, but like today, we're just 1 day closer now. And I'm excited. The rest of MLB starts tomorrow, Thursday, March 28th, game starting at 3:10. Except for the Mets, who got rained out or will be rained out and are playing probably Friday. Sorry, Mets. I didn't get that actually from any website. I got it from the number 1 Met fan in this house. She told me they're playing Friday. So, the Yankees are playing at 4:10 tomorrow. 3 o'clock start on Yes. I'm going to get my kids in Pennsylvania, so I will have the Yes in the car. I will be listening the whole way up and the whole way back. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. We got Nestor tomorrow. I've not looked to see who Houston's playing. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. So, I did American League. Okay, you know what? Let's flip this. No, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, we're gonna go right there. Okay, good. I want to switch this because I'm going to do predictions. Now, I know I did NFL predictions, and I kind of flipped that out the window, especially with the Giants. I wasn't that wrong with the Eagles. I said 14-3. I still remember saying I said 14-3 with the Eagles. They, 13-4, 12-5. They were close. I wasn't that far off with the Eagles. I was a little far off with the Jets, too, because I think I said 9-8 or 10-7 with them. Now, in hindsight, I thought they'd have Aaron Rodgers the whole entire year. So obviously, without Aaron Rodgers, I would have known they probably would have won no more than 5 or 6 games. All right, so here we go with the predictions for American League. Let's see if I can share this. Share screen. Window. Let's share. So I might be a little what's the word? Biased. Yes, I have the Yankees winning the league. I know it might be hard to see unless you blow up your screen. I have the Yankees with 97 wins, 65 losses, winning the East. Baltimore second, 93 and 69. Tampa Bay third, 90 and 72. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. It looks like you can. Toronto, 84 and 78. And Boston coming up the rear, 75 and 87. So, in the American League Central, I have the Twins winning the American League Central, 92 wins, 70 losses. Cleveland Guardians, 89 and 73. They'll miss it by 3. But there is a but with Cleveland. Detroit just misses out on the playoffs, 87 and 75. Kansas City and Chicago come up the rear. I'd say Kansas City got 69 wins. Chicago got 65. Now, that could be reversed. Chicago could be a little bit better. I don't know, but we will see. Now, in the West, this is where I'm different than mostly everybody. I think Seattle wins the West, and I think they win by 1 game. I got them winning the American League West with 91 wins, 71 losses, over Houston, 90 and 72. And the Rangers keep it close, but last year's winner, last year's World Series winner, 88 and 74. Losing Snell. I think, no, Snell wasn't on the team. Who did they lose? Montgomery. To Arizona, I think, is a problem. So, and then Angels and A's. Angels at 75 wins. Oakland at 73. I could foresee the Angels doing something more. Maybe taking the Rangers out, but I don't see them going any higher than that. Okay, so National League. Sorry, Mets fans, I have Atlanta beating the Mets and the Phillies for the top spot. 98 wins, being the top team. I think that's what the Yankees were 97. Atlanta, 98 wins to win the NL East, be the number 1 seed. I have the Mets being second and with 88, Philly with 87. Now that can flip, but and it's not. I'm going to say this flat out. It has nothing to do with Beth being a Mets fan. I'm not here to appease my future wife. I am here to pontificate what I think these teams will do, whether, just by, especially not by just by the schedule, but the players on their team. They have a solid team. I've said this before, and this goes for the Mets and the Yankees, especially where we have both our number 1 pitchers out at the moment for it's a little significant of a time, like 1 to 2 months, if that. At least for Senga, I think Cole is 2 months. The Mets have a batting lineup, and we'll have one with J.D. Martinez when he shows up. A lineup that's severely damaging. Like, with J.D. Davis in that lineup, you stick him at 4, you just extend that lineup even more. And the bench is pretty dangerous itself when you need to spell. The Mets will be there. The Mets will frustrate, but the Mets will be there, in my opinion. And beat Philly. They're going to have to beat Philly head-to-head. That needs to be a must. And I know every Mets fan agrees with me. From Mike Valenzuela to my fiance to Gary, Ron, and Keith. They all agree. You have to beat Philly at home and on the road. You have to win the series. That's how you're going to beat them. And there are people who think Zach Wheeler who is going to be the Cy Young. I don't believe that. I'll talk about that later. But I think the Mets, as a collective, with Senga will be back. Then I think they'll be in the playoff hunt. Philly, like I said, 87 wins, just missing. Miami, 70 wins. I think they could do better. But it's hard to tell when you have new players. It really is. And Washington, they're going to be on the cusp of being the one or two of the 2025 draft pick. They're going to be one of one or two. My guess, actually, I think they're going to be two. National League Central. I only think one is coming out of the National League Central because it's a very tight race at the top. I think Cincinnati comes out over Chicago, over St. Louis. I think the Reds are that good. They're solid. Everybody in Ohio is going to agree with me when it comes to Cincinnati. I'll tell you right now. I think that's a solid team, and I'm sorry, Chicago. You're just going to miss out by 5 games, in my opinion. Okay, St. Louis, you're going to miss out by 6. And you're not making the playoffs, I don't think, because you're going to just miss because the Mets are going to have 88 wins. Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could be better. Pittsburgh could always be better. I don't know why they can't. But I got them at 72 wins right now, Milwaukee at 74. The NL West, it's hard to not go back with the team that won the National League Championship last year. They're a solid team that didn't lose much and gained more. They just picked up Jordan Montgomery. That's a plus. For 1 year, that's a plus. So Montgomery's going to be solid all year, you think. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be solid all year. I got them at 91 wins. I got San Diego and LA with 90. This is going to be the tightest race all year. Saying it now. Tightest race all year. Arizona, San Diego, Los Angeles. And Los Angeles has got the deepest team. But I sense Yamamoto, what happened on Thursday, last Thursday, maybe more a sign that he still needs to adjust to the major leagues, even though he played in Seoul, Korea. But now that's who I see 3, 4, 5 coming out of the West. Okay. So let's go to division and wildcard predictions. All right. I got one guy watching. This is good. So I do have. Oh, come on. I did not even say. Hey, start today. Look at that. Hey, what's going on? Start today. All right. I'm going to go back to my banners. Let's go to my predictions. Start today. You missed a lot, bro. I talked about your Atlanta Falcons last week. I hope you watched. So here's my predictions. It's going to be hard to see because I can barely see it there, but I can see it here on my other screen. I got the Orioles, Baltimore Orioles over the Astros. God help me. I'm praying at least for that one. Orioles over the Astros. I got the Guardians, number 6 Guardians over the Mariners. I think the Guardians are stronger. I think the Guardians can at least in a 5-game series beat the Mariners. I got the Dodgers over the Padres. Probably will be the best division series of all. Absolutely the best series of all. Another comment. The juice is loose. I agree. The juice is loose. Yes. Okay, so like I said, Dodgers Padres is going to be. I not that I can wait for October. I can't wait for October. We got a lot of summer to go through. But Dodgers Padres wild card series is going to be epic. And then Mets and Diamondbacks like New York Mets going to Arizona back to New York. If the Mets can theoretically win game 1 and game 2 in Arizona, come back to the city, and win in the cold in game 3, I think that happens. I don't know if the Mets can win in a 5-game series because they're going back to Arizona in game 5. So I have the Mets beating the Diamondbacks. Okay? Division round. Orioles. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oops, I don't want to show a championship series. There we go. Orioles over the Twins. The Orioles are a strong team. They've been a strong team all last year. They're probably going to be a strong team this year. Adley Rutschman is the real deal. I've seen enough of him to know he's going to be a Yankee killer for the next 10 plus years. And then I got the Yankees over the Guardians. We've seen this before. It's nothing new with the Yankees and Guardians. I just think we're going to bum rush them. I think Bieber might win game 1. Possibly, but here's the thing. If Bieber's pitching game 1 against Cole, that's a 1-0 game. Hands down, that's a 1-0 game. Now, nationally, and this is intriguing given the dynamics of it, Atlanta over the Mets. That's going to go 7 or 6. I think it's 7. I don't think it's 5 again. I don't think the division round is 5. That's going to go probably the whole way through. The Mets are going to grind. You know they're going to grind. It's not going to be enough. They don't have the pitching that Atlanta does. Dodgers over the Reds. Kills me to say that. But the Reds are just not as strong as the Dodgers. Okay? Hands down, not as strong as the Dodgers. Championship round. Okay? Big championship round. 1 versus 4 in the American League, 1 versus 5 in the National League. I truly think it's going to be a Yankees-Atlanta World Series. I got Yankees over Orioles. That's easily going 6. So that's coming back to New York. That's easily going 6. And Atlanta over Dodgers. That's going 7. That's coming back to Atlanta. That's it. I can honestly see home wins for every one of those Atlanta Dodger games. 2 at home Atlanta, 2 at home, 3 at home Dodger, back to 2 at home Atlanta. That's just the way it's going to be. I mean, unless Dodgers game 6, just, boom, do something. Yamamoto has a great day. Go figure, That could happen. Now, my winner for the World Series, you see it right there. Yankees over the Braves. And I'm going to say Yankees over the Braves in 7. This is going to be probably better than 1996. I'll say that. Now, I know there might be a lot of people who were kids in 1996 or not even born yet who are watching. So today, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know what you saw, where you didn't see, if you've seen this on YouTube, because you might have watched it. But I did. And that was a crazy series. We were down 2 games to none going to Atlanta. Had to win game 3, and we did. We won the rest of the way from game 3 to game 6. It was a beautiful thing. I loved every minute of it. I for some reason, that's still stuck in my craw. Go figure. All right. Now I'm going to do other predictions. American League MVP. So Keith Law. I got this from The Athletic. Keith Law is a senior baseball writer from The Athletic. And then I give his pick and I give my pick. His pick, Adley Rutschman, catcher from the Baltimore Orioles. All well and good. I get it. My pick, a little biased, Juan Soto, the New York Yankees. I think that's going to happen. National League, Austin Riley, third base, Atlanta. I think it stays in Atlanta, but I don't think it's Austin Riley. I think it's Ronald Acuna for the Braves. Okay, next, American League Cy Young. He says George Kirby, Seattle Mariners. I don't know enough about George Kirby to think that he's going to do it. I think it's going to be Shane Bieber, Cleveland Guardians. I would have picked Cole. Cole's not coming back until June, so not going to be enough time. We need Cole to get in the playoffs and beyond. That's where we need Cole. I'm not worried about an award. He's already got a Cy Young, if not more. He's good. Now, he's got Zach Wheeler running for the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves got 2 all-star Cy Young guys. I went with one of them, Spencer Strider. I think Spencer Strider is easily going to win 20 wins this year. He'll be the Cy Young. Probably have 250 Ks too. All right, now this is what I really didn't know. American League Rookie of the Year. I had to look this stuff up. He says Wyatt Langford of Texas Rangers. And now, if I'm correct, he's a second-generation player, Wyatt Langford. There was a Carney Langford who played back for the A's way back when. Man, I just got myself thirsty. Another comment from Mr. Start today. Let's see. Subway Series would be nice. 7 line, yeah. From your mouth to the ears of whoever is running these 2 teams. That would be a beautiful thing in my house, okay, and in probably other houses too. I mean, I lived through a Subway Series, obviously, in 2000. I wasn't with anybody. I knew friends here and there. I didn't know enough, to gloat, and obviously there wasn't enough social media. Now that there is, that's a whole different ballgame. If Subway Series happens, I'm going to say this, my episodes will be absolutely lit. If we get Subway Series in October, at the beginning of October, near my birthday, this is going to be a lit podcast. I'm telling you right now. And I might even go national if I go with, my buddy, in Florida, James. Yeah, I'd love to take this national if he does that, if that were to happen. I do have two players, one from the Rangers and one from the Orioles, as my ideal rookies of the year. So my rookies of the year are either Evan Carter of the Rangers or Jackson Holliday, who I really think is probably going to be the rookie of the year for the American League. National League, I'm picking one, but I want to put it out there for two others. Athletic picked Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Here's the thing. Yamamoto's got to do amazing for the rest of the year to get to rookie of the year status. That ERA is ridiculous right now. I'm going with the outfielder from the Brewers who is a rookie. I had to look this up because there's like not many rookies that are starting right now or on teams. Jackson Chourio, outfielder for the Brewers. I think he'll be legit. But there's two others. And let me get out of this. Let me remove it. There's two others that I want to talk about. And I saw them in the preseason. Watch out for Zach Short and Tyrone Taylor of the Mets. They both made the team. Injuries do happen. Suspect Short and Taylor will be on the team playing in these roles once people get injured. I think these two are slated to be the next guys up, and they could be one of the two be legit players. Short, he reminds me of Rafael Santana or Tim Tuffle, so that's going back to the 80s. That's who I think. That's who I see. So now Tyrone Taylor, he's a multitude of players. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's a few Mets who used to climb those walls back in the Shea Stadium days. All right. So Clark Schmidt saves best start spring for what? I tell you, if you didn't watch the Yankee game, I did. The last one on Monday. Schmidt looked amazing. He is clearly the fourth starter on this team. Will be the fifth once Cole gets back. The other guys on the team need to watch out. Clark Schmidt will be moving up in this order one way or the other over the next couple of years. Schmidt's not going anywhere. I was hoping it would be Schmidt and Kelly, but not Kelly, Mike King, but that is what it is. We got another comment. Let's see. I love the chat. You're so locked in. Yeah, dude, you have no idea. I had to be locked in for episode 40. I absolutely had to be. Like Clark Schmidt, 2 years from now will be probably. We'll say probably because we don't know injuries. Clark Schmidt will be the number 2 starter behind Cole on this pitching roster. So, okay. So, let me look up this Brian Hawk. Get his article. Yes. Okay. So this popped up on my page when Brian Hawk, who writes for the Yankee Beat, he was in Mexico City. Aaron Judge's anger and disappointment were barely concealed as he addressed the Yankees roster near the end of 2023. Surprise. Their October calendar was wide open, and for a team that historically celebrates its postseason success so richly, the captain said the outcome was unacceptable. For most of us, too. So Judge wasted no time getting back to work. We all know that. Okay, we know this already. Hold on. He's going through Okay, what needs to go right? Okay, here we go. The Yankees recognize that their lineup had significant issues coming off a season in which they ranked 25th in runs scored, first relying solely on Judge to replicate a 62 home run performance, which we knew he was not doing. There was no way in hell he was replicating a 62 home run performance. Soto could. Well, I'm not saying Soto's going to hit 62. I will say Soto will hit 50. I'm going to put that out there. Soto hits 50 home runs this year. Anyway, so, and Rizzo, if he doesn't get hurt, he hits 40. So the Yankees paid a significant price to import the sports bet's left-handed hitter, obviously Soto, and Judge. Also, bounce-back seasons from Rizzo to Stanton, and he put LeMahieu, but LeMahieu's starting on the IL. Oh, well, it is what it is. The great unknown, basically at shortstop. Our guy at shortstop is definitely going to be the one that that's not quite ready. I mean, he looks legit, but and then he talks about Team Cy Young will be Garrett Cole. We'll see. If Garrett Cole goes 15-0 coming back, okay, then he's Team Cy Young. He's got to be back on 100%, balling, giving up less than one a game. That's what he needs to do. We'll see if he does it. If he could be, oh God, why am I forgetting the former Met who's now on Texas? Anyway, so that's if the second person who I think it is, Boley, if that's you can tell me who your Met guy, not Justin Turner, your Met pitcher who you had who's now in Texas. No, okay, that person's gone. No, it wasn't Boley. Anyway, so Garrett Cole could be. We'll see. I'm not banking anything on that until at least July or August when I see he's doing better. Okay, there's really nothing in this article. Don't predict. Oh, here we go. He's predicting. The Dakota prediction formulas have the Yankees pegged at 92 wins, putting them ahead of Toronto 87, Tampa Bay, Baltimore. Why would they put Baltimore at 86? Baltimore is that good. They got good players. Tell me they're going to be injured this year? Okay, we'll talk that they're going to have less. Just like the Yankees. They had injuries. They were at 82. This is going to be Yankees Baltimore all year. Well, it would shock me if Boston's in this at all. We'll see. Now, this happened too over the week. JD Martinez signed to be a Met. Got sent down for 10 days to be in the minors to get his speed back up. This is why I see the Mets being legit players in the NL East and in the NL playoff picture. JD Martinez will light it up. He's purely a DH. He might spell Pete Alonso. If that's the case, so be it. And then we go from there. But the pitching, as long as it's solid, don't have too many games where you're giving up too many runs. You got Edwin Diaz back. He's your closer, Mr. Trumpet. I definitely see you winning close to 90 wins. I can see you winning 90 wins as the Mets. We'll see what happens. I'm absolutely curious where this goes. Okay? So, let me go to... There we go. Let me get rid of that. Okay. So, this happened yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Let me get rid of this. Shows. So, this has been asked for the last couple of days. Okay? And I'm not a fan of the answer of the word that comes after this question. The answer that I've heard is yes. I watched Raw on Monday night. This is what happened. Rock leaves Cody Rhodes bloody in parking lot attack. The positive on that, if you've been a fan of wrestling for the last 30-something years, you remember the Attitude Era, which The Rock was a part of. There was a comment and somebody left. DeGrom, yes. That's right, it was DeGrom. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, it was DeGrom who was in Texas. I don't know why I forgot that. Anyway. So, the Attitude Era coming back, fine. I get that, and there's more that happened in the aftermath, or before the aftermath of this. But to say that it's, it was the best in 20 years, I think the one in Philadelphia where it was the 15th anniversary, that might have been the best one. Just saying, that's the one I do remember. Now, Becky Lynch brawls with Rhea Ripley. Okay? That was interesting to the respect that Dirty Dominic Mysterio really thinks he's this legit guy. I mean, nobody likes him. Every crowd they ever go to, get boo so loud that you actually can't hear him through a microphone. Well, he said something stupid to Becky, and she punched him. And good for her to do it. And then they got her and Rhea going back and forth. I was waiting for Seth Rollins to come out. Well, you don't speak to my wife like that. That's what I was waiting for, and I would have loved it. Judgment Day attacked their opponents at WrestleMania, so Judgment Day is doing this whole thing where they have to be in a six-man tag, match, so they're frustrated with it, and they're just attacking everybody. Punk McIntyre Rollins segment, and that was kind of I couldn't done without it. It's a lot of fill time on Raw over the last couple of weeks, and that's one of those fill time things. Explosive highlights. Andrade had a good match, I will say. I was impressed with his match. Bronson Reed pretty much destroyed Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn would be competitive too with Gunther. I'll talk about that. And I think that was pretty much it for Raw. Oh no, Candice LeRae. The girl needs a chill pill. I mean, my God. Indy Hartwell, that's probably going to be a dark match. Indy Hartwell versus Candice LeRae. I think Indy's completely done with her partner. Like, Candice LeRae's just gone loco, to the extreme. Awesome Truth, okay. Punk. And here's another one. CM Punk is going to do commentary for that Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre match. That's going to be interesting. Will there be some type of interference in that match as well? Jey Uso wins amid Rollins, Rhodes, McIntyre, and the Bull Line Chaos. Yes, he did. Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. That was Sami Zayn was winning for about 10 minutes, and then Bronson just destroyed him. All right, so that was Raw on Monday. What happened? I know. You know what? I'm not even going to go over NXT. It's not important. What is important? WrestleMania is in 10 days. WrestleMania 40 is 10 days away. Start as of today, April 6th and 7th, exclusively on Peacock. 2024 WWE Hall of Fame inductions are on Friday, April 5th, after SmackDown. Now, my guess it's taped, actually that could be live. SmackDown might be taped, so all these wrestlers can be at the event in Philly. Now, who's going to be inducted into this Hall of Fame? First, Muhammad Ali, the U.S. Express, Thunderbolt Patterson, Bull Nakano, and the infamous, and I get why he's going in. He's just an a-hole right now, and a patsy, Paul Heyman, are the WWE 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. So I think Thunderbolt might be passed away. Obviously, Muhammad Ali's passed away. So Layla is probably coming for him. The U.S. Express, I believe, is still alive, and so is Bull Nakano. So the speeches ought to be interesting. Matches on the card, like I said before. The Judgment Day defend the Undisputed Tag Team title in a 6-pack ladder match. And remember this, and this is key, if you think about it. If you're a WWE fan and you've been involved in paying attention to WWE. Damian Priest still has his Money in the Bank briefcase. Senor Money in the Bank, as he calls himself. I'm going to call it here. He won't have that briefcase after WrestleMania. I think he's going after one of the two titles, whether it be Roman and Cody or Seth and Drew. I suspect it's Seth and Drew. That's just me. My thought for how all the different lines of are going. The only way I see it as he goes after Roman is if Roman's so beat up that he feels he can do it. That would be interesting. Because I kind of do see them losing the tag team titles. I do see that. There's too many people in that match. I just feel they're going to lose that. So if they lose that, he's going to want to win something. That's going to be what he's going to want to win. And I'll say even this, and I don't have it here. If they lose, okay, and I mean Damian Priest and I'm forgetting his name. Son of a bitch. The little short guy. Damian Priest is tag team with. I think he would. Oh wow! I almost had it. I think he'll go for the Intercontinental title against Gunther, and that he could probably be Gunther. Like that, he's legit swiney, if that's a word, to take Gunther out. So then, because I see this, they want for some reason, the Judgment Day to have all these titles. I don't know why, they just do. But I can see Damian with the World Heavyweight Championship, and then I'll get it. Who we go? Well, I'll comment. Here we go. Rey Mysterio? No, not Rey Mysterio. He's not in. He's as small as Rey Mysterio. I don't know why. Let me get it back up. Hold on. I'll get WWE back up. I should know who it is. I really should. WWE. Let's go to people. Superstars. Here we go. There we go. Finn Balor. That's who it is. Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor will go for the Intercontinental title. So, let's see. So, Damian will probably go after the undisputed WWE World Universal Champion, whether it's Rhodes or Reigns. And I think Gunther will this is probably and then in the next pay-per-view, Finn Balor will probably go after Gunther, is my opinion. Because I think they're both losing their title. I don't know who. I mean, it could be one of these, and it could be one of the two slots that haven't filled yet. But you got right now, the Amazing and R-Truth are called Amazing Truth. The New Day and DIY. Would not be surprised if DIY wins it. For the simple fact they've been solid champions or solid wrestlers the entire way. New Day and Miz R-Truth are new. Unless there's somebody else like the Creed brothers. If the Creed brothers get in, then so be it. Another comment. Those are wrestle. No, but he might have a kid who's in the wrestling business. I'd have to look that up, but I'm almost positive he's not. I know he's not. He's retired. He might be a Hall of Famer too, if I'm correct. Earthquake might actually be a WWE Hall of Famer. So whoever the two slots are, I haven't seen it yet. Also coming, Logan Paul defends his U.S. title in a triple threat. Logan Paul's done. Unless somehow he is able to hit somebody or both Kevin Owens and Randy Orton with brass knuckles, I don't see him winning at all. I don't see him retaining. I do see Randy Orton and getting one last shot at a title, and I think that's what this is, winning U.S. title, which I'm not sure he's ever had. If he's had Intercontinental, I know he's had a World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the main event, the brother versus brother, main event, Jey Uso versus his twin brother Jimmy Uso, is going to be probably one of the best matches of day one or day two, whenever that is. A grudge match, I mean, hell, they should make it a grudge match across, no holds barred or something. I mean, that would be really cool. What would be even better? Put them in a steel cage. Like, you put two brothers in a steel cage like that, like with no interference on the outside, that would be better. I just don't know how that's going to happen. This is the match I really think Sami Zayn, he'll do well, but he won't do well enough. Gunther will continue his historic reign as Intercontinental Champion. I am rooting hard for Bayley. The Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky need to be, like, smacked. I mean, they absolutely need to be smacked. And it sucks that Charlotte Flair is not around because she's still injured. But that's where Bianca and this new Jade Cargill, they need to come in and do something. Naomi, all of them. I don't want to say team up, but maybe they need to. At some point they need to counteract this damage control. You need another group. You need another faction. If you want to bring the Attitude Era back, bring back the factions. Maybe that's something that I clip. Bring back the factions. I would be more than happy about that. Next match. Rhea Ripley defends her women's world title against Becky Lynch. My God, this is going to be a war. I hope to God that... Who am I thinking? Why am I forgetting her name? Of course, they're going to go in alphabetical order. Forgive me. Oh, wait. No, that's not her. Why am I forgetting the big girl? They got a lot of people here. Jade Cargill, no, that's who they need to. There's a lot of women here, but the woman I want, Lola, no. Actually, you know who they could, and she doesn't have a match. Is Liv Morgan. She's just as feisty. You put her back with whoever else, and she could absolutely do it. But that's not who I'm talking about, who shouldn't interfere, who has been known to interfere in their matches. Oh, there she is. I don't know how I forget her. Nia Jax. Nia Jax has been in the mix for the last couple of weeks. And hopefully they keep her out somehow, because that will ruin this match if she's in it. And the next match, before the last match, Seth freaking Rollins defends against the Scottish Warrior. This potentially could be one of the two that Money in the Bank Damian Priest comes in and interferes, or comes in at the end and takes the title from the winner. It is possible. Absolutely theoretically possible. Last match. Now, there's a twinge of sorts. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins will have a tag team match against The Rock and the Undisputed Champ Roman Reigns with major WrestleMania implications. The implications are, on the second day, it's either a bloodline band if Rollins and Cody win, or bloodline rules if Rollins and Cody lose, which bloodline rules means everybody's out there. Here's the problem with bloodline rules. They didn't say that they could be the only ones out there. You're going to tell me Jey Uso, Rollins, and God knows who else they can bring to counteract that? And I'm not interested in finishing Cody's story. I know that was his thing. I know, and I'm not a Cody baby, as Rock loves to talk about. My feeling on Cody is he needs to win because he's been consistent with this company for the last 2 years. That's why I think he needs to win. Comment. Well, we need, I'm telling you, we need another Macho Man. I know we have another Macho Man, but we don't. Not at the moment yet. Unless you count the Viking Raiders, but they're just weird. So I'm hoping Cody wins and takes the title, the undisputed title, but we'll see. And I tell you, I can't wait. Like day 1, day 2, I'm watching both days. I will be talking about this. Hopefully, on that Tuesday, I'll have the same excitement that I had on that day. We'll see. Now this popped up real quick. I got a few things left. Jason Kelsey, WWE. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if this is because he's was a Philadelphia Eagle. WrestleMania's at Lincoln Financial. Do you marry the two and say it's a thing? It's possible. There was an article stating that WWE has been looking to have him do something. He probably will. But I think the big thing is will Travis be there? That's the thing that's the quantifiable I don't know that would make that even better. Will Kansas City allow that? Because if he does something he can get hurt at, they're not going to let him. Jason, if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He's done. So I don't know if Kansas City will allow this. Because, I mean, the WWE's done this in the past. Like, everybody has come out, football players, everybody. Pete Rose, back in the 80s. It's possible. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah, I've now watched WrestleMania now for the last 3 years. Like I've got Peacock. Initially for WWE, that was my main reason, and it's worked out well. I've been able to keep up with everything WWE. But we'll see. We'll absolutely wait and see. Now, I forgot to mention, I found it very curious on Raw on Monday that people wanted to curse. You heard, see, and it's almost like you had everybody. They had the button on a 5-second delay, and they knew someone was going to curse throughout something. Like they were going to say something, and they would bleep you out. Like CM Punk said a few things, and then Rock was cursing during his beatdown to Cody Rhodes. I don't think they can wait to get to Netflix because Netflix that won't happen. Netflix they can curse all they want. Here's the problem with cursing. And it's what they forget. There are kids watching. My kids, my 9-year-olds, know the words. At least some curse words. They never say it. They know better. I've never once heard from them, their teachers, from my ex-wife, that they're saying it. But other kids will. My kids are disciplined. Other kids aren't. You can't have faith that all kids will actually be a part of this. And I just I don't understand. I don't understand all this. What was Apple? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Jason Kelsey and all that. Let's limit the cursing, WWE. Just heed my warning. It might be beneficial. Anyway, next, I've said this for the last 3 weeks. UFL is starting. There might be something, and I didn't talk about this, and I'm not sure I'm going to, but with the NFL rule changes that just came out, and I'll probably talk about this next week because I really didn't get into looking at it, what it is. I have to digest it before I know what to talk about. But one of the things that came out from those rules came from the actually XFL, not the UFL. The XFL is doing something with their kickoffs, where they meet in the middle. The two lines meet in the middle. The kicker's back here, hits the ball, and when he kicks the ball, once it gets into the arms of the player, then they converge. If it goes into the end zone, nobody converges. A very interesting tidbit that I never knew before because I really didn't watch XFL. I did watch the USFL. I didn't watch XFL. So that actually isn't bad when it comes to preventing injuries. It seems like it. It seems like it's a way to prevent injuries. And I did hear something, and like I said, I'm going to get into it, but the Eagle, with these teams, they can come up with different rules, and all the owners have to vote on it. The Eagles came up with a rule, and forgive me, I don't know the entity of the rule, other than it was a 4th and 20 play if you didn't want to do an onside kick. And it had to do with something that happened with them in Detroit this past year. In the essence of the rule, I see why nobody wanted it. That sounds just so asinine. It's just like, 4th and 20, we know we can do it statistically. We have a better shot of that than getting. Every team has a better shot at 4th and 20 than getting a onside kick. That's basic. I mean, they tried to get that, and it thankfully didn't work. Not great on the Eagles to say something like that. All right, let's see. NFL offseason news. There hasn't been much. I mean, there's been a lot, but let's see, NFL.com. Let's see what the, oops, I didn't put com. Yeah, I know, I did the wrong thing. Let's do this again. NFL. No, it's not that. There we go. All right, so let's see pro days for Daniels. Okay, Neighbors and LSU. Wonderful. Mock drafts, could care less. Because I'll talk about a mock draft. Did I put that in here? I did not. I didn't put it in here, but I'll talk about it real quick. So, Shane says new quarterback will power Cinderella team 2024. Blah, blah. Really nothing. A fantasy free agency tracker. Let's see. Let's see if they updated this for today. Trubisky, yeah, we know him in Buffalo. Any big names? Let's see. No. Miami. Berrios resigns. Okay, Berrios, he's a legit player. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's start today's team. Let's see. Where was I on Route 35 the other day? I don't know. I live in Carteret, bro. Route 35 is a little far away from me. Although, wait, well, hold on. Yesterday, I was on Route 35, coming home from the wake, and I'll talk about that. But I was in Asbury Park, going north to Eatontown, to the exit near Eatontown. So if you saw me in my silver Mazda, then obviously you're somewhere in between Eatontown and Asbury Park, which means I'm getting closer to figuring out who you are. Anyway, so I was there yesterday, not Monday. Monday I was home, but yeah, I was on Route 35 yesterday. So I mean, were you? I'm curious. Let's see. Go back to these players. Let's go to Atlanta. I want to find Atlanta. Let's see. Who did Atlanta get? Come on. AFC West. Okay. NFC East. NFC North. You're not in the North. You're in the South. Here we go. All right. Kirk Cousins. We knew him. He's on your team now. Ray McLeod, 2-year contract. Darnell Mooney, good pickup. You got a tight end on a 3-year contract, so I guess he's good. Warner, I guess he's good. Let's see. You made another comment. I waved. I didn't see a wave. So what town were you in? Let me know what town you were in, because if you waved, I don't recall. Like, usually when I'm driving, I'm focused, and I was trying to get home. It was a long day. Dealing with the wake I was dealing with. But like I said, give me at least the town you were in where you waved at me, because then I can know. So who else do you got for Atlanta? Contavious Street re-signed on free agent deal. Liam McCullough re-signed with the Falcons. You acquired Rondell Moore. So you got some wide receivers. You got Moore, Mooney, and Hodge, and McLeod with Cousins on your team. With that alone, do you think you can win the NFC South? With New Orleans doing what they're doing? With, who else is it? Carolina? Well, Carolina I wouldn't worry about, honestly. You got New Orleans, and who else you got? Oh, Tampa Bay. They re-signed Baker. So you got to deal with New Orleans and their quarterback and their defense. Tampa Bay with whatever they got. So, besides the fact you're going to tell me wherever you were or where you waved, do you think you can win the South? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Eatontown area. Okay. So it was anywhere between Industrial Way and Route 36, where it was turning to go. See, it was dark too. So you probably saw me because you saw my car, and you saw the Chaz Says Anything logo on my car. Am I correct? I'll wait for the answer. Give me time to drink. So I had to be stopped at a light if you waved. You're feeling good about the Falcons? Good. Okay. So was it by Industrial Way or was it by Route 36? I'm going to know who, but at least give me a better idea, because I would have stopped at both if I'm correct. I don't think I would have stopped at the mall. I'm almost positive I went through that light. So it had to be either where the Sheraton was at Industrial Way or Eatontown, or Route 36 over there by between the mall and the what used to be Office Max Plaza, which I don't know, is it Michael's Plaza now? I don't know what it is. I did not see the logo near Parkway. So okay, wait. So you said you didn't see the logo near the park? You did not see the logo near the Parkway? Then that's right. Well, you could have seen me over there on 36. I don't know. I mean, you got to live somewhere in Eatontown, I'm guessing. My guess, I want to say Stony Hill, but I could be wrong on that. I know Stony Hill. Did you recognize my car? I mean, I don't know. Not many people know my car, especially other than my coworkers. My coworkers know my car, but they don't know anything like that. Anyway, I'll keep going. You keep commenting, okay? Let's see. What was I gonna say? So, yeah, you I'm glad you're feeling good about the Falcons. I mean, let's see how you draft too. That's the other thing. So let's talk about Giants offseason. I'll go back up. Let's see. Where are my Giants? And this is what I'm actually very happy with the Giants and what they've got. A little concerned with the Eagles. Now, we picked up Drew Lock, okay? This is the reason a quarterback isn't necessary in the first round unless we trade up to get one of the top three. So don't clamor McIntyre. Excuse me. McCarthy, Giants fans. We have Drew Lock. If we get Drew Lock, or we have Drew Lock, we have Daniel Jones. You get a quarterback in the second or third round. We have a second and a third round pick. Easy to do. Pick up the quarterback there that where they're where they're at. And that's it. Comment. I seen your head. That's interesting. Okay. So that only makes me think that you've known me for a long time. Not just through Chaz Says Anything. Okay, I mean, you could be anybody. I've known like 1,000 plus people in my lifetime, so you could be anybody in the Eatontown. That's yeah. Now, hell, you could be my brother not telling me. He lives in Eatontown too. Anyway, so the Giants, I'm okay. Give me either Joe Alt from Notre Dame, or give me one of the two wide receivers that's Neighbors or Harrison. How Neighbors jumped in front of Harrison, I don't know, and that's fine. If that's what they feel, that's what they feel. But give me one of those two wide receivers. We need wide receivers because the only wide receiver we signed, that I see, is Isaiah McKenzie. We need help catching the ball. That should be a requirement. How many catches have you had in the last 2 years? I mean, to be honest, that should be number one on everybody's resume that comes in the door in New York in Giant Stadium or MetLife. It's not Giant Stadium anymore. Now I am happy that we've signed other players. Devin Singletary, free agent contract. Love that. And I can't be more happy with that running back for what we paid. And the one who knocks. Oh, dude, that is so cryptic, man. I'm the one who knocks. Oh, wait, I'm the one who knocks? I don't even get that. Dude, I'm 47, man. I don't get cryptic stuff anyway. I used to be cryptic. I'm done with being cryptic for the simple fact that it gets me nowhere. I'm the one who knocks. It does not ring a bell. I'm the one who knocks. Anyway, so obviously the biggest player we got in trade, and the Panthers, Carolina, I've heard, is killing the Panthers for doing this trade. Brian Burns, and we signed him for a 5-year deal for $150. Thank the gods, the football gods. Thank the Giants. You did the right thing. You got the right player. Antonio Pierce, be saved. We have a linebacker that can actually run a defense. Yeah, he needs to just destroy. He will help that defensive line because they will be focused on where he's going, and the defensive line can just bum rush. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm curious how Philly, yes, you lose Kelsey. Does that shore up? Does your offensive line still mesh? It's going to be interesting going forward how what happens there. And then Jalen Mills, love that free agent signing for the cornerback. That's a great signing. John Runyon, see, we signed 4 offensive linemen. Ulamore and Nelson for tackle, Runyon and Stinney for offensive guard, and we signed a center, Schlotman. We got guys. We don't really need any more. You want to get Alt? Get Alt. I mean, he's a solid backup to start, but the wide receiver I think is the much more needed thing. And that's 6'5". The wide receiver is absolutely the much more needed thing. Anybody else that says anything else, like we need to get McCarthy. Oh, we need to get Daniels. If it falls to us, if we get a trade to 3 or 2 or 1, then so be it. When we say it's 6, Give me whatever running back, wide receiver that is there. That's what we need. Hands freaking down. All right. And to kick off the NFL season, Hall of Fame game, just released today. Go figure. Chicago Bears, Houston Texans to kick off the 2024 NFL season, the Hall of Fame game. Countdown to enshrinement week is 8-1 to 8-4, 127 days. That's a lot of episodes. Anyway, so this happened. I kind of wanted to talk about it. It's a big deal in the nation, and I want to give my condolences to what happened on the bridge in Baltimore, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. I did mean to bring this up. That's heartbreaking to see what happened. That bridge just tumbled, and thank God it wasn't as many people. But the fact that there was people to begin with that lost their lives because of this, it's very sad, and I'm sorry for their family and friends. That's got to be hard. Absolutely, I just can't imagine being on a bridge that just collapses like that. That's wow. Now, popular groundbreaking as it was put on the Asbury Park Press no more than 3 hours ago. Former senator and vice presidential nominee for the Democratic Party for Al Gore, Joe Lieberman, died at the age of 82. Complications from a fall. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. So sad to see that. My heart goes to the Lieberman family. So this happened. Last thing to talk about. No, why did that happen? No, I don't want to do that. Save. There we go. So this happened. Very interesting. It's a little bit of news. So the Washington Capitals and Washington Wizards will be staying in DC through 2050 under a new deal. Now, this was supposed to be the Washington Capitals and Washington Wizards moving to the greater Virginia area in Alexandria. It was announced hours before from the mayor of Alexandria that the city ended negotiations for the Potomac Yard proposal. We trusted this process and were disappointed in what occurred between the governor and the General Assembly. Governor Glenn Youngkin also lamented the fallout, saying in its statement that Virginians deserve better. Now, what happened was it was a dramatic turn after the team's owner, Ted Leonasis, unveiled plans last December to build a sprawling entertainment district in Alexandria only for the taxpayer-funded deal to stall in Virginia's Democratic-controlled legislature. So the Democrats kind of killed it. So D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, she's pretty popular in politics. Lawmakers and Leonisis announced the deal this evening. Okay. So the $500 million counteroffer that DC gave to revamp Capital One Arena, and that's what's going through 2050. So if you go to the Capital One Arena, if you've ever gone there, no, I never have. Those two teams will be there for the next 26 years. So, interesting story. I mean, you don't see too many of these teams that might leave, and especially Washington, D.C. But it looks like Alexandria was going to get a team, and they were, I don't know, what do you call them if they're Alexandria? I don't know. The Virginia Wizards and the Virginia Capitals? I don't know. So, nothing really else going on. Like I said, I will talk about the new rules for football next week. I need to know more about what I'm talking about to talk about them. Now, don't forget, April Fool's is Monday. Are you fooling anybody this year? I'm going to try. I just got to figure it out. I got 4 days to figure it out. So, it's Monday, if I'm correct. Monday? When is April 1st? It's a Monday. Okay, so day before I come back on. Okay. I already saw it. And that's my show. That's episode 40. Pretty talkative. Glad to see start today and somebody else popped on. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, click the subscribe button on the right-hand corner. And that's all, folks. That's all I say. Have a good night.